What's up, everybody? Trevin Angulo here from the Video Podcast Studio, based in Vegas, right? Green Valley area. We've talked about this before, near the Black Bear Diner, if you listened to the last episode. Actually, I don't even know what order I'm releasing this in, so maybe it'll come after this episode, and I don't even make any sense right now. But guess what? That's okay. Today, we're talking about how do you get sponsors for your podcast? You know, as a business, it's actually pretty easy for you to get sponsors. But first, I want you to think about this. Do you need sponsors for your podcast? Now, it might sound nice to get a sponsor for your podcast, but if you're a business and you're leveraging this to generate leads to your business, we don't want anything that's really taking them away to somewhere else. Now, I do think certain types of businesses, like realtors, for example, there's nothing wrong with having a lender, a title company sponsor your podcast, because I don't feel like that really takes them away from you, right? It's really more brand awareness for them, and it really just strengthens that connection between you and that title company or that lender. But let's just say you're a business coach and you have a relationship with a marketing company, and you go to them and you go like, hey, I'm starting this podcast. I'd love for you to sponsor it. $500 a month. I'm going to bring you on the episode once every quarter, and we're going to do like an ad read for you. That's cool, and it might sound nice to get some of the cost alleviated from you. But if you don't need that cost alleviated, I would strongly consider not having a sponsor, right, for your business, because once again, we don't really want to do anything that's going to take them away from you. The goal of this podcast for your business is to generate leads for your business. And I would imagine that the leads that you can generate without any ads is so much more valuable than the $500, $750, $1,000 a month or whatever you are going to sell ad space for your podcast. Now, once again, if it makes sense, I say do it. I'm not against it. But for certain people, certain businesses, it might not be the best move. Now, if you do want to get a podcast for your business, unless you're just starting out, it probably isn't too hard, because you can probably reach out to some business relationships you already have, such as referral partners that maybe you've sent work for, people in and around your industries. Like, you already have some relationships that you can leverage and reach out and go like, hey, I'm starting this podcast. It's meant for X demographic, which are your clientele as well. We have done work together. It's a great time. I'm coming to you first, and for X amount of dollars, I'm giving you X, Y, and Z included in the podcast. I'd love, 6-month commitment, right? It's easier to pitch that than it is to try to get a brand deal or whatever. And you don't need a big following. We've had a client come in without a single post, without a big following on Instagram. She was a realtor. She reached out to a landscaping company, and they were willing to pay for 6 months of podcasting for her without a single episode drop. And then if I remember correctly, she said after the second episode, she already did about $30,000 in revenue for that landscape company, right? Crazy. But why does it work, right? Like, why should people be sponsoring your podcast? Because people trust podcasters so much more, right? I forgot the result I saw, or the stat I saw. It was something like 83% higher conversion rates than any other ad is a podcast ad. Right? Because people that are watching your podcast, they're trusting you. They learn to like you. They learn to trust you. And so when you say, hey, this is a really good item, they're more likely to use it. Now, I will say this client did a really good job of leveraging the content from her podcast, and then also mentioning her sponsors in her email campaigns and other stuff, right? But she generated them like 30 grand worth of contracts after 2 episodes. Right? So you can leverage relationships that you have if you're a business to get your podcast sponsored. But I want you to really think about it. Do you need to sponsor this? Does it take away from what you're doing? Is it more valuable for your business to sponsor it than it is to bring in outside forces that could take them away from you? Right? So think about that before you go get a sponsor or consider one. If you have more questions about trying to get a sponsor for your podcast, feel free to hit us up, DM us, email us. We're here to answer questions. We want to be a resource for you. Once again, we're the Video Podcast Studio. My name is Trevin, the owner of the studio. We're here in Green Valley, and we're here to help entrepreneurs leverage our space to build relationships, create content, and focus more on what they love doing. Because nobody really loves doing this. I don't like it. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.